How you doing, everybody? My name is Michael Zapsik. I'm from AMC's Comic Book Man, and you're listening to iWalter.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Okay, hey, it's Walter from iWalter again, and now I am using my laptop, my second Star Wars laptop. Now, I was going to go over actually to Micro Center this afternoon, but I guess I'm praying that I don't have to now because I think I fixed the problem myself. And by the way, it's like 2:45 in the morning, and it is the 21st of May. I was going to say June. That's why I kind of had stuttered. By the way, when I was talking about these Star Wars laptops, because I have two of them now. I had three, but I returned to one because I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to really keep, what was worth it, what was not. They both got 2-year warranties on there, which is really cool. So I had chosen. I got two now, like I said. Hey, I've never tried this. I'm going to do this now. I've split my audio from a single track to a double track as I'm recording right now. So anyway, I was ready to go to Micro Center because my one laptop had major, major problems. And what it was is I bought this game, Doom, and what happened was the game is just so far advanced, there's nothing out there that can actually handle it. So not a cool thing. Not a cool thing at all. So, I figured, oh, crap, I think I burned out the GPU on the thing. It's not a very powerful GPU in these Star Wars HP laptops. So I did all these stress tests. I actually downloaded, let me see if I can find it right now. I downloaded 3D Mark, the free trial version. I got GPU-Z, CPU-Z I've had. So, they're free programs. And what they do is the CPU-Z and GPU-Z just basically tell you, the stats and, it actually tells you the voltage, how it's running and everything on the GPU-Z. Because I thought it was my GPU. I thought I majorly screwed it up because it was so bad this morning after I downloaded Doom and I put it on, started up. I couldn't even run, simple 3D that is, just ridiculously simple. Because I got this game called Mystery PI. Was not playing properly. I tried everything under the sun. I was like, okay, I'm going to be going to Micro Center tomorrow in St. David's to get this fixed. And it did not work. It shut down. It says, it had an error message and stuff. I was like, okay, I really screwed up this computer. I think I thought I shorted out the GPU because it's not it wouldn't be a surprise. Because that's happened to me before, by the way, where I actually did that actual thing. I actually shorted out the GPU and actually, I didn't short it out deliberately. It's on my Mac laptop. I bought it used on eBay. It was like, crap, I screwed it up now. And because it wasn't working properly. So here, by the way, what did I just say? You know what? I just forgot. So let me rephrase what I just mentioned. I apologize. I had this Apple laptop I bought used on eBay. It's what I still use. It's really good shape, actually. And the guy bought an extended warranty. It looked like the guy had taken good care of it because certain things underneath your case, it's not that it's your fault. It just so happens that things go wrong. So what basically happened, though, was the GPU went on, and it's soldered to the motherboard. Because a friend asked me, he says, can you upgrade your GPU? And I said, no, I'm afraid you can't because, it's integrated into the motherboard. So, and so is your CPU. You can't, replace anything because everything's soldered right on the motherboard. So this one unit, I got, fortunately for me, it was under warranty still, this laptop. And for some reason, this is not the first one. This is I got two right now. Two different models of the Star Wars laptops, but I have that one that's from Mac. And actually, I have the same thing with my MacBook. I have two MacBooks. I have the Pro and the regular standard one. And they're both older models. But they both run integrated graphics, but they also have, in addition to the integrated graphics, they also have, I'm trying to think of the right word, graphics soldered onto the motherboard from NVIDIA. So I got let's see, I'm trying to, because I'm running NVIDIA graphics, but that's a different system altogether, my Mac Pro laptop. So, but technically, excuse me, folks, I have 3 laptops now. Well, actually, yeah, I have 3 laptops that all have Intel graphics in addition to NVIDIA graphics. So I have my 2 Star Wars ones. Actually, only one does. I apologize. From HP. The other one actually has the same thing, but my other Star Wars laptop only has the graphics that runs from Intel, not the ones from NVIDIA. Did I get that right? I'm not sure. So, yeah, I do have 2 laptops that have 2 separate sources of well, actually, maybe I'm right. Maybe it is 3. So I apologize. I'm trying to remember, trying to sort this out as I go along. So wait a minute. I have to take that back again because I have the Mac Pro. It has Intel and NVIDIA graphics. I have my HP laptop that has Intel and NVIDIA graphics, and then I have my MacBook regular one, Intel and NVIDIA graphics. So, yeah, I guess I was right. I do have 3. I apologize about that. Not important, though, folks. So, I got to fix some things from yesterday. I'm actually testing the water on my system to make sure that I did do everything correctly. Everything is working the way I expect it to. This is my more powerful HP laptop, so I'm hoping it is. And I think it is. I'm pretty sure. But I had mentioned yesterday it was pretty funny, and I didn't finish one story. But the one thing was I said, oh, my friend Matt, my big friend Matt, he graduated from college yesterday for the second or third time because my friend Matt and I, we both went to Montgomery County Community College. He ended up going to Temple. I ended up going to Cabrini over in Radnor. So the funny thing is, though, we both graduated. It had taken me forever, but he decided I want to go back to school for a different type of education, kind of expand his horizons and do something a little bit different than what we went to school for. I started out with what was called back in the day, it still probably is anyway, human services. I could be still doing that. I got my associate's degree in that. My friend Matt got his associate's degree in communications, and then he went to Temple University down in Philadelphia, and then he got his degree from there in communications. Now, what I was trying to do, because I honestly didn't know what the fuck I was going for at first. I just know I wanted to go to college years ago. So I paid out of pocket. It wasn't that expensive at first. But I basically started out with just general studies, changed to human services, and then when I was done with human services, I was like, wait a minute, I really don't think this is what I want to do. So I kind of nipped it at the bud there. I was like, okay, well, I met my friend Matt there, at Montco College, and he was in communications, obviously, and I was like, you know what, this is really what I should have went for. This is more of where my interests lie, is in communications. So I basically turned my single major at Montco into a double major, and I just went back and kind of backfilled the classes to give myself, I wanted to get a degree double major degree, to a degree in two different things from Montco. But it got to the point, it was like, you're kind of wasting your time. It's not going to make that big of a difference. You might as well start looking for a college now into the field you really wanted to go into. So that's what I did. And I just kind of dropped the whole idea. I was actually pretty damn close. But I had enough credits, though, at Montco for a 4-year degree, which is kind of ridiculous because it's a 2-year program. So, yeah, I had almost 120 credits, which would be a 4-year degree from, a junior college. It made no sense. So my idea that seemed great at first just was like, okay, that's a little ridiculous. So I end up, then obviously going on and getting my associate's degree in one thing and then my bachelor's degree in another. I was actually considering going to a master's program for communications, but then it was just like I kind of let it ride and didn't end up doing it anyway. I mean, you can go to a point with certain things you can just get too much education, and it's pointless. Now, I'm not saying my friend Matt would fall in that because he's going for something totally different. So that's different than what I try to do. So, but he said he graduated. I thought I heard him say, "Oh, Walter, he said they already have up for the graduation students. They have a video up on YouTube." Right after the ceremony happened afternoon. I misunderstood my friend Matt. What actually he did, I guess he was in, I want to say like a band choir type thing, something on that line. And he basically had to attend the graduation ceremony for that sole purpose because he was, he's in basically major in music now. And they asked, and he's in like different course or choir or whatever you want to call it. So they asked that he needed to attend this graduation from Montco, which went up right away. And it was like I misunderstood him, and I just automatically assumed. He said, "Oh, I'm going to a graduation ceremony." I thought it was his. And I was like, "No, I got a little bit more ways to go." So I said yesterday, "Hey, congratulations on Matt on graduating once again from Montco College." But yeah, it wasn't for him yet. I still have to give him credit, though. I don't know how he does it, my friend Matt, because he works full time. He owns his own business, so he's kind of juggling his part. Like he actually goes door to door to people, not door to door. He goes to different people's homes, and he gives anywhere from adults to young children and everybody in between music lessons. Music teacher guy is his name of his business, but then he also kind of has to juggle on the people that work underneath of him and cover other areas to give student teaching lessons and music for. So it's like, and on top of it, he spends a couple days at college courses, and he congratulations on my friend Matt. I don't know if I mentioned this, but every semester so far, and he's never gotten below that many times. He's never got anything lower than the B. But generally, honestly, he gets pretty much all A's, and that was when he was in college the first time. Now he's got a business he runs, and he's got people underneath him again. And let me see if I'll pull it up on here. And he's going to school, and he's able to successfully keep a pretty damn close to a 4.0. Maybe it's not quite, but it's definitely, actually, it's the musicteacherguy.com. So I want to make sure I get that right because I'm looking it up right now. So I haven't tried it on this computer yet. The music teacher. I put Treacher. Wow, I was really off. Thought it would correct itself, though. Oh, I forgot music teacher guy. I just want to see if I can pull up my friend Matt. No. Yeah, musicteacherguy.com. Let me see. That's him, my friend Matt. So I never really looked at him on here. It says you can pay online. Rates and policies, testimonials, well, you know what I mean. Matt or laugh about that. My friend Matt pulled one on me, and I'm just so gullible, folks. I mean, I'm beyond gullible. What can I say? And it's not a good thing. So, yeah, I'm looking at he's got a couple links. My friend Matt Torrance, who runs this business, again, musicteacher.com. But he was like, oh, I'm so I thought he said he was exhausted or something like that. And then he said, it was like, he did laundry one night. He was up real late. He was I forget what night it was. He was doing laundry. And he says, oh, don't worry. I'm going to come over to the house right afterwards. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30. And it was like, okay. So I said, please don't come over to the house because I am like extremely tired. Wow, that's a younger picture of my friend Matt. He's got, where is this? He looks actually really good, Matt. You look great. Musicteacher.com. What was this on? Tumblr. But he's got an old picture of himself, and he looks really, really good. So, I'm not even just saying I'm being honest, trust me. So, yeah, but he said, oh, I'm going to come over to the house afterwards. I was like, dude, don't come over to the fucking house, And he says, why? And I said, well, I want to be, I was like, dude, I'm being serious. I want to be masturbating. I want you to have my window like when I'm masturbating. I know too much information. It's like, so please do not fucking come to my window. So I put the shades down, and he says, what are you doing right now? And I said, well, I'm watching a movie. What are you watching? I'm watching Bay of Blood. It was like, we saw this movie together years ago, dude. And it was like, oh, okay, when's it over? I said, well, it's over in 40 minutes was left of the movie. It was horrible. The movie, I mean. And he says, okay, you know what? I'll be over in 40 minutes. And it was like, no. And I kept on saying, please don't come over the house. So I could just picture Matt. I could picture you, dude. You're probably laughing your fucking ass off because I was up literally till like 3:30. I think the movie was over before 3 o'clock. And it was like, I do this anyway because I can't sleep when because when I do these podcasts, I'm up all night and, I don't go to bed until the sun's like not only just starting to come up, it is like literally up. So, yeah, it's just... I gotta save this picture for my friend Matt. I think he'll find it funny. I'm trying to think. I might even use that picture tonight. They took that movie, The Shining, where the guy axes through the door, and they superimposed somebody with a saxophone with that scene. So I think that's pretty funny. That's a perfect one for my podcast tonight. Maybe it just looks too fucking funny. Yeah, so he had me going, and at one point, he was texting me, by the way. He didn't actually talk to me on the phone. See, that's the thing. He was texting me about all this stuff. And he says, okay, Walter, I'm going to come over in like half an hour. And I was like, dude, I know the way my friend Matt is, and he says, don't blame me for it, Walter. It's like, yeah, but Matt, in the past, years ago, you would do stuff like that. You would come over and you thought it was funny, but you didn't leave until the sun came up. And it was like, not so cool for Walter. It really pissed me off. So I had taken him literally. But again, I could just picture my friend Matt. He's probably laughing his ass off. And I said, you really had me convinced. I was petrified. I literally put my windows down. And, when it came to, like, taking care of business, this is too much information. I was so petrified, I literally was walking around the house with the lights off at 3:30 in the morning, like, trying to, like, take care of business so I can just go to bed. But, because normally I have a light on somewhere, so I'm not tripping on my freaking face. But I was so afraid that, okay, he's going to be banging on the window saying, hey, Walt, hey, can I come in just for a few minutes? I'll leave them. And I was literally thinking that. I was so paranoid. It's like, how would I not be paranoid when in the past you've been over the house until like 6, 7 in the morning? What makes you think that you weren't going to do it again? And I even told him this was the truth. He probably thinks I made up my friend Matt. I said, dude, I got to go over to Best Buy in King of Prussia because I got something I need to return. which I did. I did do so. I returned this laptop that was still in the box. I just wanted to look at it. It was an open box deal for one of these Star Wars laptops. So I told him, I said, hey, I want to get over there before work, because if I do a podcast, which I did not do on that night, I'll be up until 7 in the morning. There is no way I'll get, I'll be up and then out of the house, over King of Prussia, and back over around my neck of the woods to go to work. It would not be the case. So, but I was just so petrified. Dude was going to show up at my freaking window, banging on it, my friend Matt, saying, hey, well, can I just come in for a few minutes? And he was playing this to the fullest extent of driving me nuts. And I'm sure he did it and was laughing about the whole deal. It's like, God, Walter is that gullible. I'm just going to play this out and see how far I can take it. He didn't realize he actually took me ashore, because I was like hook, line, and sinker, but I was like actually dragged back because he had me that far. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, he's laughing probably, and I'm like a mess. I'm like literally a mess. So, yeah, what was I going to say? It just, oh my God. So folks, here I am. I'm like afraid to do anything. I'm afraid to make a move. I'm like locked in my own house, and he's probably, again, he's laughing, my friend Matt. And it's like, dude, you don't know how a mess you have me. I'm like really afraid you're going to come over any second now. And that's not cool for me. So, again, him laughing the whole entire time, most likely. Not me. So I just couldn't wait. I couldn't even actually almost fall asleep. Somehow, though, miraculously, I got up around, because I did from going to bed earlier, I got up around, I would say, and out of the house by like 11, 12 o'clock. That's like excellent for me, because you're talking about a person who normally, I don't get out of the house until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, or 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And by that point, guess what I'm getting done? I'm basically getting ready for work. So, but I got so much done that day of going to bed a little earlier. It just made the difference. But then, of course, I wouldn't be doing stuff like this. This is funny, by the way. This is no joke. I think I had 10 listeners for yesterday's show. And guess who all 10 listeners were? They were all me, because I kept on like being so intrigued about Ann Coulter, doing a soundbite of hers talking for 5 minutes on this radio show, that I had to listen to it again and again and again. And plus I was laughing because I put this soundbite. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I got a soundbite from the movie Mallrats. And there was a friend at work, he said he never saw Mallrats. It's like, dude, I'm like tempted to buy it for you, and I'm going to make you sit down and watch it, because you haven't seen Mallrats, and it's like right up his alley. Now, he saw Clerks, but he's never seen Mallrats. It's like, you got to be kidding. How can a person, it's my friend, little friend Matt, which is ironic, because I have the big friend Matt who saw Mallrats more than once. He grew up like with Mallrats. And I have my little friend Matt, who's never seen Mallrats. It's like, dude, you have to watch it at least once. It's like not one of my most favorite films from Kevin Smith, but it was actually, the more I think about it, there's those different parts in the movie that were just really, really funny. One being like about his cousin Walter masturbating on a plane when the hydraulics gave out. So that's why I picked that. And plus, Walter being in there was definitely a plus, too, because it just makes it more funny. And I talk about masturbation. I talk about a lot of stuff I shouldn't talk about. But the bottom line is, God, that would be funny for the show. I'll put that little soundbite. I'm not going to use it again, obviously, but I don't think anytime soon, at least. But it was funny. It was definitely funny. So my friend Matt was like, he was living it up. Even today, he was texting me and saying, hey, I'm coming over tonight at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, dude, no. And you know what? Here's the sad part though. I still fall for that same fucking joke. So, yeah, I was a mess. Sorry about it. I'm looking away to see what's on TV. I was a mess, and I could not sleep. And part of it was because I knew I had things I wanted to get done. It was like, okay, tonight I'm going to bed early, so, not tonight, but that night I went to bed early with the feeling that, okay, I'm going to get up the next morning, I'm going to get all this stuff done, which I got it all done because I did get enough sleep, surprisingly. But again, my friend Matt was just like, probably on the other end, it's like, God, this guy's he's a real easy person to take advantage, or what do you call it? Pull the wool over his eyes. And it was like, I even told him, I was like, Matt, you had me so fooled, and then he pulls it again, and it's like, I fall for it every fucking time. It's like putting your hand in a vat of boiling water. Like, after the first time, you should learn your lesson. Okay, I won't do it again. No, I would. Over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for doing that. And then even the whole thing of me misunderstanding about graduating from Monco again, Montgomery County Community College, by the way, for those who don't know. And I forget how he says that. Rush always says Rio Land or something like that. I can't remember. For those who don't know, Montgomery County Community College is a junior college that is located in, obviously, Montgomery County, but there's one up in Pottstown as well. I guess that's considered part of Montgomery County. I don't know. So, the other one's like outskirts of Norristown, the original one. So, yeah, it was just, I even actually said on my show, hey, Matt, congratulations, you graduated from college once again. It was like, no, I didn't. Okay, I got that wrong. So, I don't know. Maybe I was just too tired, too. Maybe that's why I didn't pay attention. I was just tired. I'll use that excuse. So, that's another thing I want to mention. I actually was annoyed about something tonight, too. But, yeah, so, and last night was just an issue because I think I did a podcast, didn't I? Yeah, I did, because I did that one on, Ann Coulter. Keep on fucking up her name. So, I forgot about that. So, yeah, Ann Coulter. So that one was really, I was listening to that like literally 10 times today because I know, because I looked at the statistics. It says 10 people listen. No, one person listened to it 10 times. So, so tonight, basically my whole gist of doing a show is just to see, hey, is everything working properly? Which I think it is, so I hope it is, because I hate to find out. Rude awakening, Walter. No, you didn't fix your problem. It's still there. So, yeah, so, and thanks, Matt, for getting me all upset. Well, I'm kind of being serious and kind of joking at the same time. I swallowed the wrong way, so sorry, folks. I hate that. I'm like taking a swallow and it went down the wrong path. Doing a radio show is not the coolest thing if you can't talk. So, yeah, so anyway, one thing I woke up today, it was like, okay, I got myself into so much fucking debt. And, I just got myself out of fucking debt. I got it back into debt. Now, the funny thing was, though, we're supposed to get this sign-on bonus. Now, I don't intend to spend my whole bonus on toys and stuff, because my one friend, Matt, from college, and, when I see outside of work, he'll say, Walter, you're going to take whatever your X amount of money is, you're going to spend it all on toys. It's like, well, that's not my main purpose. If I get myself in a bit of debt, yeah, you might be right, that, obviously it's going to go to pay the bills off that I have accumulated abruptly. But my main goal is actually to pay off my car, too, which I only owe like $2,300 on. That's not bad. And the purpose for that, because if anything happens, you want your car. You want something that they can't, well, they can take it away from you if you own it, because you can't afford to pay your bills. They're going to take whatever assets you have that will kind of compensate for you not being able to pay your bills. So the best way around that is at least pay something off. Why make more debt? You should take yourself out of a little bit of the debt so you won't have as much. And by the way, my friend Matt tonight, I hope he doesn't mind, but he was saying excuse me. He was saying, "Hey, Walt, hey," and he's got like an economy like kind of car. It's a Honda. I think it's a Fit, Honda Fit. So, I mean, it's a foreign car, but he needed new tires, he said already. He's worn out his tires. He hasn't had the car that long, I don't think. But he said it's going to cost him, I thought he said like, excuse me, 800, no, 600 and something. I can't check it on my phone. So let me see. Let me look at my friend's Matt, your text. I had this funny thing today. My dad was watching TV in the room, by the way. I got to tell you this one real quick, folks. And he fell asleep in the chair. He's like sitting in a chair in his office watching TV, and he fell asleep, and he was knocked out cold. And I tried to take video of it, but I could not do it. The video was not working. So instead, what I did was I just had taken a picture. I was like, no, you know what? I was on the phone with eBay too. That I have to mention about that too. But I was like trying to take a picture with him, and I was trying to keep from laughing because I was ready to laugh so fucking hard, and it was hilarious. He was sleeping, but he was snoring really loud too, and he's like passed out in the chair, like his arms are to his back, and his legs are spread open, wide open. And he's snoring really loud with the TV on, like he literally fell asleep in a chair. So I'm trying to keep from laughing. It was like I'm on the phone, by the way, with eBay, because what happened was I bought for this new computer I have, the newer one. I have two new computers, laptops, HP Star Wars laptops. So it's like, well, one thing I want to have on this laptop is Office 2016, because it is really nice. Microsoft Office. I do like Microsoft Office. So I figured, okay, I definitely want Office. I'm looking for Matt's tire cost. $683 for, he said, for car inspection and 4 new tires he needs. That's a lot of money, folks. He said he went off his proper diet plan, my friend Matt. I said, well, you're fatso then, right? Just pick it on him. So, anyway, and he was texting me back making jokes about it. I was like, yeah. So, folks, what was I saying now? I can't remember. I can't recall. I can't remember anything at all. So, anyway, it was like, I was talking about my dad. He fell asleep. Matt with his tires. Yes, there was that. Because I want to get to my stories. I got a couple, not many, like 2 or 3. Here, I'm going to look at the pictures I sent my friend Matt and Todd. Let's see. Because there's one, he like moves to the couch, and he has this shirt on, by the way. I told my dad, I gave him a pile of clothes. I said to him, I said, okay, yeah, these are going to go to this place called Liberty. It's a Goodwill consignment shop that they sell things to people who don't have a lot of money. So guess what? My dad takes literally almost everything out of the bag, and he wears it. Like, it doesn't matter if it fits or not. He'll wear it. I mean, it could be a woman's dress or, a parka, and he'll wear it if it's free. It's like, I'm sorry. I mean, it could be a pair of knickers, little kids' knickers, and he'll wear those. I mean, there's nothing that he will not turn down. And if it doesn't fit him, it doesn't matter. He's going to still wear it no matter what. So I'm looking at the one picture. Yeah, he's got his one of those folding tables. He's got his leg up on there. He's passed out, and he's snoring really loud. So it was funny. Oh, that's what it was. I was on eBay. I called them, actually, because I tried to get it straight online. But I bought this Office 2000. That's what it was. I bought Office 2016 because I have it for my Mac, but hey, I'm going to be using the PC laptop. I want a good copy of Office on my computer because not that I use everything, but it's cheaper just to buy the whole Office. I figured that out. Oh, wow. That's pretty wild. How did he do that? Sorry. Guess which movie? That one girl, I think it is that one girl I mentioned. She's put up some pretty scary looking pictures again. And it's a girl, Renee. It's Chris Terry. A guy named Chris Terry. So, God, I'm so easily distracted. Haven't you noticed that yet? Oh, that looks pretty cool. Anyway, horror movie stuff. What was I saying, folks? Can you remind me what I was saying? I honestly can't remember. I can't recall. I can't remember anything at all. God, I was trying to look for like cheat sheets, and I don't even have those. That really sucks. But yeah, it was Microsoft Office. So yeah, I wanted it on my new laptop. I was like, okay, because if I'm going to use this laptop for podcasting, for work, and blah blah blah. I want to make sure I have Office on there because I do use Outlook. I love Outlook. It's really nice. And it actually does cut back on me having like 10,000 pieces of email that just never go away. You know, because if you download it onto like my Mac at home, it's, you know, if there's any garbage, it's already filtered out from Outlook on my regular PC. So it works. It's nice. But I bought this one copy, by the way, and of Office from eBay. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Crypt TV. So, I'm trying to share it now on my Facebook page. So, yeah, what I got it from this person, and they said, you know, okay, we're going to email you, you know, because I've done this before, because that's the way Microsoft does it anymore also, where you don't need to buy, they don't really sell you the software directly. Like, you don't buy it and get a disk unless you really want one. Now, actually, Microsoft's website, they give you a flash drive. They want that far now. But with the OS or the, what do you call it, the software you want to buy, because it's changed so fucking much now, folks. So, what they do now, another person with a, I love these people who dress up, these girls that dress up like Puzzle Face or something? Because some of those are really cool. There's another woman who did it, and she looks actually really good, too. So I'm going to like her and share her picture. I don't think she minds anyway. She looks really good, though. Ooh, wow. Some disgusting pictures. These people from these horror things, they can find some really gory shit. But I share it anyway. Not that I'll look at it. I'll be sick as a dog. So, yeah, I got this Office from, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's from The Exorcist. Why would you be laughing? It's like when she's that demon, but it looks so funny, though. You know, the original Exorcist. So, yeah, I got this program. The person emailed me like a link, and they said, okay, this is how you open up the files for Office. And it was like, okay. And it was like, okay, so I try to register. You have to register everything with Microsoft. Like, they won't really, unless you specifically ask for it, they will not give you, you know, a disk anymore. They used to. And everything has to go through Microsoft. Like, they have to say, okay, this is a legitimate serial key you just gave us. Here you go. You now own officially Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, Outlook. I'm trying to think what else there might be. God, I'm drawing a blank. You know, excuse me, Windows 10. You name it. But that's the way they play now. That's the way they do stuff. And it's like, okay. They got a way that, because they were talking about that, I think about 10 years ago, no puns intended. They said eventually Microsoft, which it never did happen, by the way. It kind of did a little bit, but not to the extent they really wanted to basically own people's computers. But back in the day, Microsoft said that the next Microsoft is going to be called I think it was going to be called like .net. Like, it would be Microsoft.net, where basically they had full, you know, exposure. Like, your computer would basically, your desktop would be basically an online desktop. As soon as you turn on your computer, you would be like online it would be an online deal, and it was called Windows.net. And that never happened, by the way. Thank goodness. It never happened, so I'm glad. But it was supposed to. So, yeah, the whole Windows.net. There was something that came out called Windows.net. It's not very well heard of, but it did kind of exist for a short period of time. Let me see this, because this looks pretty cool. Yeah. So, I'm going to send that picture to my friend. I think he'll love it. It's a TIE fighter with, what is that, World War II, the Battle Bulge or something like that. Looks really cool. Send it to my friend Matt, little Matt. He would love that picture. I'm just going to basically cut it back to that one scene. So, but I got it. I tried to register the serial key and I swear to God, folks, guess what came up? And I paid it was from Canada, too. I should have been a thing. But I buy things from Canada. I never have a problem. So it said, when I registered the key, though, it said, oh, yeah, this key's been registered 30 times. And you can't do it anymore. I swear it said something like that. I was like, okay, so this is definitely illegal. So I try to tell the guy, listen, dude, I don't even want it fixed. I just want my fucking money back. Because it's like, you really pulled a fast one. I thought it was kind of on the up and up, but it wasn't. So what happened, though, was, I'm going to send this for my friend Matt. Little Matt on Facebook. He'll love this one picture. I'm actually going to make it my background, too. I like that picture a lot. Let's see, Matt. So what happened was the guy said, "Oh, don't worry about it." He says, "All you have to do is just send me a screenshot of what it comes up and what's it telling you." It was like, well, it's telling me that it's freaking been registered way too many times, 30 times. So what else do you need me to tell you? You fucking sold me something that's illegal. So that really pissed me off. So the guy says, "Oh, don't worry," and he got actually shut down because what I did was I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Dude, I don't even want to touch what you had sent me because what you sent me was, again, it was illegal." So I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm the one who is trying to now do away with I got in so much trouble from downloading movies and software and all this other crap. It's like I've had my share of that. I'm not going to do that anymore. I refuse to. So it was like, either you give me my money back, whatever. But I wrote the guy from eBay and I said, "Listen, dude, this thing came up that it's not legitimate. So, just what are you going to do? What are you going to do about fixing this?" So it was like, well, all you have to do is call them up and tell them what happened, and they'll take care of it. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen that way. You're going to give me my money back. So I didn't hear anything for the longest fucking time. And it was like, then all of a sudden, I did. And what happened? Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. I can't multitask. What can I say? Yeah, so I had a call today. That's what it was. I had a call today, folks. And I called. I apologize. This is the worst fucking show I've done in a long time. Well, they're all bad, so this one's even worse. Literally worse. So I basically was on the phone right before work, too. This is the bad thing. Right before work, I'm calling and saying, "Hey, the eBay," because I had this thing called from the Resolution Center on eBay. Listen, I got a bad deal. The guy sent me something that is illegal. I just want my fucking money back. So it got straightened out right away. I haven't checked to see if it was put back on my my card from PayPal because I have one is not physical cards, there's virtual cards from PayPal. But the guy says, "Don't worry. Hey, I explained my situation." He said, "This is done with right now. Consider your money back in your account," because he said, since you got something that was illegal, the guy got shut down for selling illegal software, pirated software, basically, and asking an arm and a leg for it. He said, "Don't worry, your money's back." So I was like, "Okay, cool." Well, while I was on hold, which wasn't that long, because it was a small window between me calling up because I was so pissed off and me getting ready for work. So that's when I go upstairs. I see my dad. He's like zonked out in this ridiculous position, and it was like, okay. So I was going to take video of it. I was going to snap a video of it, but it didn't happen because when you're on the phone, you can take pictures. Because I have an Apple phone, you couldn't do that before. You can at least do that, but you can't take video. That's still one thing you can't do. It's a no-no. So that's where that came in, where me talking about these pictures, which I did. Well, actually, I didn't put them up. I just put them on Facebook page. No, wait. I texted them. I did not put them on my Facebook page. That's what I meant to say. See, I'm a mess. So I read this story before. Why is it up again? Opposing views. 2 men tried to stick up a 67-year-old man and pay the price. They're both basically were shot and killed. Some story. I know I read that years ago, a while back. It was on Opposing Views. Years ago, yeah. But it was a while back, though. I'll tell you that much. So, but yeah, that whole thing with eBay was kind of caught me. It went smoothly. It really did. It just kind of threw me behind, though. But that wasn't the thing that actually was the most upsetting thing. That was actually the least of my the issues. The issues I did have at work, I do need to kind of go shortly. I'm not going to go into long detail about it. People don't need to hear about that. But I guess the reason I wanted to do a show, make sure everything's working properly. 2, to let people know that my friend Matt did not graduate from college. I'm mistaken for the 3rd time. So I apologize about that, Matt. And then him busting on me telling him, "Hey, Matt." Wow, that looks pretty wild. "Hey, Matt, please don't come to our house." And he said at one point that he was joking about that, and I still was convinced that he was going to come over no matter, even after he said, "I'm just joking," and then continuing to pick on me about it, that he was going to come over, but he wasn't. So there was that, and I'm trying to think, folks, if there was anything else, because there is. So I do want to get to these stories. There's only a few, so don't worry about it. It's not going to keep you up all night. Well, I'm up all night, no puns intended. But, yeah. So, I just want to, get to these stories, too. So, oh, that looks pretty cute. Girl is combing her pet rat, and the rat looks so contented by being... yeah, it is a rat. It's like the size... It looks so big, though. It looks like the size of a rabbit. Showed it to my mom and scared the shit out of her. Oh, this is an interesting one, folks. That's why I paused for a minute. I'm definitely putting this one up. I should send it to a friend. It says, Norristown landlords criticize illegal rental after a fatal fire. Several Norristown landlords that comply with the municipality rental license and inspection program called a fire on May 7th that resulted in deaths of 4 people in an illegal rental building, and an absolute crime and horror story. So, I won't go any further, but I will send it to a friend. So, anyway, folks, yeah, I apologize. This is like my shows will have no consistency. I understand that. So, but this one really doesn't tonight. But if it works, that's what I really worry about. If it works, so oh, this is some pretty cool stuff tonight. Because I got all these now. I got so many horror links. It's just like really cool. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? By the way, so I apologize. Maybe I should just go into the work thing if I keep on forgetting things. Because, again, I just get so... It's abstracted to... yeah. Abstracted. No, I'm not a piece of art. No, I get distracted too easily. So, let me just see. I told you about my computer that I thought my laptop. There was nothing wrong with it, so it's working fine. And by the way, the Star Wars laptop I have, all of them have the same similar chip if you have NVIDIA graphics. It has nothing to do with anything. I'll just figure out because I have the story open on specs on and details about the NVIDIA chipset on my laptop. So why not mention it? NVIDIA GeForce 940. So there you go, mobile chip. So here is something that I will mention because I'm just like really indecisive tonight, more so than normal. But Alan Young, who it says Mr. Ed's star, dies at 96. So for those who are not familiar with Mr. Ed was that show about a talking horse back in, I don't know, how long ago was that? It says 61 to 1966. Anyway, Alan Young, who gamely played straight man to a talking horse for 5 years in the classic sitcom, Mr. Ed died Thursday at the Motion Picture Intelligent home in Woodland Hills, California, at the age of 96. That was on Variety. Oh, yeah, you know what? This one, oh, good, it's the next one on the list. And I apologize because I mentioned so much stuff that led to nowhere. Oh, there's something else that I was going to start. Oh, okay, I did mention it now, by the way. But I was starting out with by saying, yeah, there was something I was going to mention that my friend Matt played a joke with me about, and it was him telling me that he was going to come over the house constantly, and he had it lingered on until like 3:30, and it was like, dude, I'm going to bed. But I was literally like kind of peeking out my windows, walking around in the pitch dark of the house, like, was that yesterday, the day before, I mean. But I was walking around like in pitch dark, in complete darkness, really petrified this dude's going to come over my house at any moment now. Like he's going to pull. I was looking out the window at lights if cars went by. I was like, oh my God, is that Matt? Because he does stuff like that. And if he knows he can fuck with you, he gets a kick out of it. I mean, it's all in good fun, but it was like, dude, I haven't slept well. And it's my fault because I do these stupid podcasts. I know that. You don't have to tell me that. And they don't lead anywhere. These podcasts have not made me any money, and it hasn't got me a break yet. I don't think they ever will. So anyway, there's this girl. She's kind of cute, a little bit annoying. She's on this one morning talk show. Apparently, they want to get rid of her. It looks like Kelly, because I never knew her last name. Kelly Ripa was forced to take a pay cut. Her pay cut was from $20 million a year down to $10 million. And it says she's been forced to take a massive pay cut, claims one of this week's tabloids. The report further alleges that ABC is rethinking its 26-year-old relationship with Kelly after supposed behind-the-scenes bad behavior by this woman following the live host being blindsided by... It looks like Michael, is it Strahan or something? Departure. So I guess these two people, it's like this chick whose name's Kelly and the black dude. I can't remember his name. What was it? I just said it, though. Because I think he was like in football player or something. Michael something. Strahan, whatever. He left the show. I only saw it a couple times. They replaced Kathy. Was it Kathy Lee or Kathy Gifford? And what do you call it? Those two that were on the day. these two new people replaced the original two of that one morning talk show. So apparently she's a real pistol. Maybe this is why the guy left, too, because apparently I guess she's a real firecracker. And, yeah, it was on Good Morning America. And it says, gossip cop investigated and can exclusively separate what's can't separate from what's fact and fiction. But they're basically saying the woman is just really hard to work with, too. They want her to kind of, like, quit. So that's why they gave her... First, they gave her a $10 million, what do you call it? Cut and pay. So this is a so-called insider tells reportedly disproven In Touch ABC's going to slash her $20 million yearly salary down to 10. The same seemingly made up or woefully misinformed insider further claims it's obvious to execs that Kelly's ego has gotten out of control, this woman Kelly, and she's been acting like a big diva and overplayed her hand this time by not showing up to work after it was announced that Michael was leaving, this black dude who was on the show with her. The magazine Unnamed Insider says that ABC feels this chick, Kelly, has acted extremely unprofessional. So, and it's funny, I read this, and it kind of reminds me, by the way, of the shit I take up at work with a lot of these younger women. They act like divas themselves, to the point. Yeah, there's something here of the guy I'm talking about. I've seen the show a couple times, and, I've never been into... years ago when I was a teenager, I used to watch, like, those morning talk shows when I was getting ready for high school. But that stopped. When I got out of high school, I stopped watching those morning talk shows. You had that little window in time early in the morning when you're getting ready to get the bus that I would watch those. I just don't want to sleep in, too. I wouldn't be able to watch them if I wanted to. So they have a picture. Maybe I'll just put that aside because maybe I'll make that the cover, too. That would be pretty funny. Let's see if I can stretch it over here. And I just did. Just so people know who I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just amazing how this woman, apparently, she's a real pistol to work with. Like, nobody wants to be bothered by her. These, execs and stuff at work at ABC. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm going to try to remember and see if I started something tonight. I listen to my shows anyway, so I try to, that way if I make a mistake, I can at least kind of correct it the next day. My friend Matt at work, by the way, he told me that, you probably like this show called Silicon Valley. I was like, okay, but sometimes I don't watch everything. Big Matt, my friend Big Matt, who would agree with me. It's like, dude, you don't, I'll tell you to watch something or whatever, and you never watch it. So if I tell you to do something, you won't do it. Just for spite. It's like, no, I don't actually act that way, but it seems that way. How's that? So little friend Matt told me, you should watch Silicon Valley because, I'm into computer stuff and all. Lo and behold, my parents do buy HBO for the house. So we got what's called, because I have that PlayStation 4. I have on there this thing called, actually on my Apple TV too. Also, this thing called HBO Go. And what that is, excuse me, if you're a subscriber to HBO, you can get it on the go on your laptop or your media device, which would be those two, the Apple TV or the Xbox, PlayStation 4, because I had an Xbox One. So anyway, yeah, it was on there, Silicon Valley on HBO Go. So I watched the first episode, and at first I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then I started watching. I was like, yeah, this is actually not too bad. I would recommend it to my big friend, Matt, because the reason is he used to like that show called Entourage, and this kind of reminds me of the geek version of Entourage. Like, it's a geeky version, for computer geeks in Silicon Valley. So I think that's what they were trying to do. They recreated the show that Mark Wahlberg did, but this time they did it in a different way. Like Mark Wahlberg actually did Entourage. So that's one thing. And two, it reminded me of that. But again, it's with geeks this time. So it's pretty cool. I think my big friend, Matt, I'm going to have to say, dude, you got to watch this. If you like Entourage, you might like this as well. Silicon Valley was the name of the TV series. It's been on since 2014. So it's been on for it's been on 3 seasons, because when I look on HBO Go, it's got 3 seasons up. Maybe it's going into the 3rd season now. Maybe that's what it is. So anyway, a friend did send me the story from Local News 10, and it's, again, just to kind of slip this in, I didn't read the whole thing. I was actually going to read it before I actually went on air, and I didn't. Florida student had sex with multiple males in school bathrooms. Student admitted to having sex at South Fort Myers High School. Wow. A Florida high school is dealing with a sex scandal after a student admitted to taking part in an inappropriate activity with male students. So the only thing is it a male student having sex with male students, or was it a female student having sex? I don't know. The incident occurred during school hours in the girls' bathroom at South Fort Myers High School on Tuesday. Now, it does say girls' bathroom. That doesn't mean anything. One student had been disciplined, although what form of punishment that was issued has not been released yet. It says Fox 4 reports that, this is the thing, that Lee County deputies claim that the 15-year-old female student engaged in sexual activities with multiple boys. So, here it is. I was wondering, because I didn't go that far down before. No puns intended, folks. It is a girl that she was being promiscuous at school. It says, and she, did I mention that? Fox 4 reports that Lee County deputies claimed that the 15-year-old student engaged in sexual activities with multiple boys. I did read that. The report goes on to say that the video of activity was shared with fellow students at the school through the social media app Snapchat. So, Matt, there you go. Have you ever used Snapchat? I have never used Snapchat. I don't know what it was or what it is. Police say that 25 male students have been identified as going into the bathroom while the girl was inside. A bunch of football players went into the room with a girl and had sex with her, and a bunch of the football players were suspended. Now, see, this is the thing. The guys are going to get the shady end and sick, but it's this girl who was having sex with multiple guys. Don't you think she should be the one who gets punished more so than these guys? I'm just saying, because if it was the other way around, and it was a guy having sex with multiple girls, he would obviously be right away put under the microscope, and he would probably be suspended. Alex Bailey, a student, told NBC News 2, so we might not have a football team this year, because apparently she had sex with the entire football team, or at least most of the guys here. I just love the fact, though, that if it's a female, automatically it doesn't matter what she does. She's going to be presumed innocent. I'm sorry. By the way, I heard it's going to rain this afternoon, too, so maybe I'm glad I don't have to go over what do you call it? Hey, by the way, folks, something on a lighter note. I was really psyched. They are in development, or they haven't dropped the ball yet that they're not going to do it, but they are actually going to make another Friday the 13th. It's just a matter of when and finding the right script. So on the Friday the 13th fanzine website, one of them that I'm I'm a member of, they have this, it says, producer Brad Fuller talks about the current state of Friday the 13th. So they do a minute interview, which is perfect for me with my short attention span. And he said, yeah, it's definitely, he said he wasn't too happy. He had a couple different scripts that he was presented with. None of them that he really liked. And the one he liked the least, I'll have to find out who Brad Fuller is, was the one of making a documentary film out of the next Friday the 13th, like making it that there was found footage. He said, I really did not want to do that. He was not happy with that. So now he finally found somebody or found a script that he's very happy with. But he's going to be the next person responsible for making, yet another, Friday the 13th film, which I'm always psyched about. So I'm putting in Brad Fuller. Simply because I think I know who he is, but I just want to double check. Oh, let's see. Brad Fuller is an American film and television producer. Fuller co-owns Platinum Dunes, partner with both Michael Bay. Michael Bay, I actually like a lot of his films. And Andrew. So Michael Fuller was behind Friday the 13th. It said the 2009 one, which I didn't know that. So, but they did want to make another film, but they want to do a little bit. I didn't like that last one too much. I thought a little bit, part of it was stupid, but there were some parts that were really good. I like the guy who played Friday the 13th because that guy's really cool. The guy who played Jason, played Friday the 13th. What am I thinking? But Michael Fuller, what he has under his, underneath him as far as film work would be movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, both the 2016 and 2014 version, Friday the 13th, movie called Ouija, which I did see, I think. The movie The Purge, which was really popular, I think, wasn't it? I don't know. So that's kind of what he has under his plate, so to speak. And actually it said they did a Ouija board. Oh, no, it says Ouija board 2, though. Unless there was a Ouija. No, there was Ouija and there was Ouija 2. Which I guess I saw the first one. I thought it was pretty interesting. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was that bad. The Ouija board movie. Not that old. I think I actually saw it on the HBO, by the way, too, that movie called Ouija. Again, I thought it was neat. It was not bad. Let's see what I have in my mix. I don't think I have that much. Where am I on my... Okay, it'll be an hour show again tonight. Most of it is me just heeing and hawing, so I apologize about that, but it happens, so it happens. So I just want to make sure if there was anything I forgot. I think I might have mentioned, because I see this on the side of an advertisement about Supergirl. Supergirl, I guess, is being picked up by the CW or something. Wow, that's a really hot picture of Jodie Foster when she was a kid. Not a kid, I'm sorry. That sounds really disgusting. But she was really young. So, but yeah, I think CW, I think, is picking up, if I remember correctly. Picking up Supergirl, which actually might not be a bad idea. I don't know if they're under the same umbrellas as, what do you call it? Oh, Haddon Heights, New Jersey. There's a comic book store. Yeah, because there's certain things that they kind of try to be politically correct that they change with Supergirl. So that to me actually would be, they might be able to change things now that you're, if you do change to if it is a different network. The only thing that's really nice about that is maybe they might say, hey, listen, we didn't kind of like some of this political correctness stuff. I hope they say that, because you got to remember that. Oh, wow. That's disgusting. There's a bear playing with himself. I'm not even kidding. Literally, the bear's playing with himself. And it's one of those gift things, too. It is funny, but it's kind of disgusting, too. Like a mountain bear, whatever you want to call it. So, that really got me off guard, folks. Yeah, so you got to remember, if it is the CW, they already have the Flash, and they already have two other superhero shows. Legends of Tomorrow, I think, amongst other ones. Green Arrow. So, they got a lot under their belt. So, it only makes sense to have Supergirl, because that's pretty much, you have here's a new picture of, and it looks really, really good, of Patty Mullen in her Frankenhooker costume, and she looks like super hot. That is definitely going down as spank material in my book. She does. I'm not even kidding, folks. That's going on my front page, too. I think she looks better now than she did when she did the movie. Yeah, what was I going to say, though? Seeing that picture of Patty Mullen really threw me off. So, and somebody put up, it's funny, it is Renee Hill. She put up this picture of, it's in black and white, but it's a picture of, the 60s version of, Batman and Robin with Adam West. In the background, they got Jason Voorhees running with them. It says, "Holy rusted machete, Batman, we're screwed." That is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. I got to send that to my one friend, Evan, who's into these horror movies. I got to send it to the mom, though. I can't remember her name. Debbie. So, yeah, I'm drawing a blank again. So sorry. So, did have some stuff. Well, one thing is, I hope they do make another Friday the 13th as well. Hey, one thing, folks, I'm really happy now that I ran out of stories. Just to give you a heads up, that my laptop is not, the issue of my problem. So, that I burned out the graphics card thing. So I'm glad about that because I can do stuff like this now. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of weird also because I really have absolutely nothing going on this weekend, which is kind of nice. Actually, it's really nice. It's nice. So, because normally, I don't know. Oh, folks, I forgot. Yeah, I'm at work tonight, by the way. And, it was like I got left with a lot of work, and thank God I got my partner still, this woman, my partner. I'm actually, seriously, I'm tempted just to bring in my equipment, leave it at I have my, my unofficial desk, leave it at my desk, bring my equipment in, my mics and my amp and stuff. And I really want to do a show with my friend at work if she would let me do it. I think I'd have a blast. I was thinking get out of my car, and I was like, yeah, if I could have my friend on the show, like one time, just do a show, we get everything done, our work done at work. Maybe I could actually do a show with her for a little bit. Not a long show, but like a little one. It'd be really nice. And I would have a blast because I'd finally have somebody that I can kind of, reflect off of. And normally, sometimes when I do interviews with people, they don't turn out too good. It depends on the person. The live interviews have been very unsuccessful for me, I think, for the most part. But ones where I'm like more in a comfortable, small setting, they generally go pretty good, though. So that's what I kind of want to do with my, friend, partner at work, partner in crime, is try to do a show with, with her if I could. That's like my overall goal, I guess, so to speak. So, but yeah, we got to work. So my friend helped me. I had so much fucking work piled up, though, and then, they say, "Oh, once you slow down, everything like that." So, but the part is, it's not my nature not to do my job. That's the thing. If I have stuff to do, I'm going to try to do it. I'm not going to let these people win if they're picking on me. But I swear, I feel like, these people should be wearing, like, knickers, those little shorts for kids, like AC/DC shorts. The guys should be wearing those. And the girls really need just basically to wear those, little schoolgirl dresses, and not in a sexy way, but and then put their hair in ponytails, like the ponytails, like there's one on each side. Because that's the way they're acting, like, where the guy would pull the girl's hair and the girls would act up or, take temper tantrums and so. That's what I feel like I'm working with. I really do. So today, I every time I can prove it, that they're picking on me. And I don't mean that, oh, hey, little Walter. Or, no, what was that song? There is a song, by the way, because they used to, when I said my name was Walter, and it is like, hey, little Walter, why is everybody picking on me? So that, I'm not trying to be like, like that. But it's true. So when there's those times I can prove it, I'm going to prove it. So tonight I was so pissed off. They stockpiled rock solid everywhere because the person on day shift obviously didn't get all the trash. And they said how, they did this, that, and other thing. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of doubting you now on if you did remotely even a little bit of work, because I've heard from people that were there during the day that you really didn't do much at all. The person was on day shift. So did not make me a happy camper. And thank God that I have an excellent worker that's still with me, my partner in crime, because she was a big help tonight. She actually helped me even move certain things that were really, really heavy that I shouldn't have been doing on my own, but she did help me. She was a lifesaver, again, when isn't she, my partner in crime. But it got worse because, she was, doing, some work on her own, which I try to help her, cleaning certain areas up and everything that needed to be cleaned. And it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to do, after all this bullshit today, I'm going to do a little bit more work. I'm going to check for garbage and stuff in certain rooms, and that's going to be the end of my night because I'm tired of the bullshit I got stuck with this afternoon, her and I. So I looked in these rooms, and again, the trash was piled up. We have this area, we designate area, this airlock it's called, and we put all the trash in there. So what I did was, I said, listen, I told her, and I called her, so I said, you need to look at how much garbage I accumulated that was obviously deliberately just piled there for the reason of trying to get me upset. Again, like when you're a little girl or a little boy in middle school and you don't like somebody, so you basically harass them to the point, and then you turn around. It's called being passive aggressive. And then if the person flips out, me, and I say to somebody, hey, listen, and I lose my temper again, it's going to make me look bad, and they're going to say, I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, we like Walter. I don't know why you think we don't like him. So I nipped that one at the bud tonight, by the way, because I got my friend I work with. She looked at it and was like, yeah, she said, I saw this, Walter. I saw this trash. Where did it all come from? I said, and she said, obviously, somebody did not do their job during the day. They didn't get the trash or anything, so they left me with it. It was like, it's more than that. They deliberately stockpile this stuff just to be smart asses. They want to get me upset, so I will leave the job again or get fired for, being insubordinate. And it's like, that's not going to happen. I'm going to make sure that you're going to be the one who's going to get in trouble, and it's going to be over harassment charges that I'm going to file against you fucking people. So, and it's like, if you're going to play these games of, well, we're going to make sure that we don't like Walter, we're going to gang up on him. It's like, you can gang up on me, but you're going to be doing it in front of a court at any time soon if you continue to do this bullshit. Or I want to make sure you get in so much trouble, you're going to be talking to me behind bars at some point if this continues on. Or you're going to have a hefty lawsuit, or you're going to be outside of where I work, outside the gate premises. You're going to be locked outside the gate. You're not going to be inside the gate where we work. Because I will make sure of that if this continues. So I got a couple witnesses who physically saw the amount of work. We're not supposed to do this, but I did it anyway, and I directly showed it to my boss on duty, and I said, I told him, this is total bullshit. I said, I'm tired of them harassing me like this. But not only did I show him the pictures, by the way, I also showed him the mess that they left for me. I mean, I literally almost... This is not funny, folks. And then they make me out like, oh, Walter's a fucking asshole. It's like, you know what? Look in the fucking mirror. You're the asshole, not me. These people who just gang up on me. And I'm not even saying it. I sound like I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. That's what you're trying to make me into. So I called the boss and I said, listen, you got to come with me right now. I'm going to show you what they left me. And he looked at it and he was just nodding his head like he was like frustrated. It was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe they did this to you. Literally, he said this. And I, under his breath, like I wasn't supposed to hear this, not to me, but to the people who had made all this damage, he said, quote unquote, he said, this is total bullshit. He said, like, he says, I see what you mean, Walter. I know you're not making this up. He says, I need to talk to the people. They can't keep on doing this to you. And I said, well, there's stuff like this that is going to get me out, like it did last time. It's going to get me out of work for another 6 months and placed in a mental state hospital. It's like, oh, no, we can't have that happen. We don't want you to do that again. They are walking on eggshells with me. These supervisors are like, listen, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to be a total prick. I'm not trying. And I said to him, I said, why? I asked him, I said to my boss, I said, why do people hate me so much? What did I do to them that cause them to hate me as much as they do? And he says, oh, it's not that they hate you. He said, they're just lazy. It's like, no, trust me, they hate me. They literally despise me. And it's like, you wonder why. And I told the woman I work with, and I told, I said, this is why I badmouth people if they think I am, which I'm not. I'm telling the truth. There's a difference between badmouthing and telling the truth. I am telling the fucking truth why I hate these fucking people so much, because they just despise me, and it's not for any legitimate reason besides they just don't like me. So, I mean, that's a legitimate reason why you should treat somebody like gang up on you and treat you like a piece of dog shit just because they don't like you. That should, it's like I should say, oh, okay, I understand. So you don't like me for no apparent reason, so that gives you the okay to treat me like I'm a piece of dog shit. That makes so much sense. I'm glad you clarified that now. Now, I didn't realize I was going to be that, that apparent that that's the reason you have the okay to treat me like I am like gum under your shoe, a piece of dog shit. I would expect that kind of behavior. When I worked at the company I work at, all companies now have, if you have kids, they, even Monco College has this, for Christ's sake. They have what's called daycare centers, because a lot of these people have kids. Of course, Monco, it's like returning students to college or going to college, whatever. So, yeah. What was I going to say? So they have daycares. I worked in the daycare. I basically just did janitorial service, but I was pretty friendly with some of the people. The kids loved me. Most of them did. In this daycare center. But I expect that kind of behavior out of the kids that were in that daycare, which is under the age of 12. Actually, they started at infants. I'm not even kidding. They literally had infants where there's a part where we work where in this daycare, new moms, if they had to go back to work right away, they accommodated you. You had to pay a lot of money for this daycare, by the way. But they accommodated you by that you could basically literally take your infant in, and all the infants they slept, and the person in charge of these babies would also change their diapers and stuff. I mean, they had to be so many weeks old. I think they had to be so many, yeah. But they were infants. They basically all they did was sleep, spit, and eat. And I'm trying to think. And you changed your diapers. That's all they did on this one area. And you read them books. The kids loved being read to and stuff. And they would start out as infants, and some of those kids would be in there again until they were about ready for first grade or kindergarten or first grade. I forget. So, but that's where would be an area that I expect that kind of behavior out of hair pulling and teasing and ganging up. Not full grown adults, but no, you didn't have that. Honestly, you did not have the kids doing it. Those kids were well behaved, for the most part, because they had their ground rules of like, okay, your kid can't be in here if they're going to be acting out, which they never did. They should have a daycare for the people where I work with now, because they do act out. They're passive aggressive, and they don't realize. And I've said this so many times. I could have seriously gotten hurt. I mean, there is these things that are called drums, and I swear to God, the lady looked on her. She says, "Oh my God, these drums weigh like 500 pounds or something like that." Something like that. I was like, yeah, if you drop this drum, you're dead. And I said, the one I lost, I had to put on like some belt thing that has belts to lift it. And it fell, the drum fell out of the belts and it landed rock solid on the ground. You could hear it throughout the building. And it was like, hey, you're all right? The woman who was helping me, and she's like, yeah. And it's like, are you all right? It's like, yeah. And I said, that almost landed on my hand though, but that's besides the point. So, I mean, when they play games like that, these people, little childish games, they don't realize that somebody's going to seriously either get hurt or killed by you acting like an extreme fucking asshole and ganging up on somebody. That wears at your physically, it wears me down. I've been at the same location at my job. I've been at my job for like 14 years almost. But I've been in the particular building I've been in, but these people should know me by now, for 3 fucking years, maybe 4 years, and they still treat me like a total stranger, like I'm an outcast. I mean, that starts to wear on your nerves. I mean, I am so stressed out. I'm like, my tension is so high. It's like I don't look forward to going to work. I have 2 days off now, so I'm looking forward to that now. But again, this is the kind of bullshit I take up with. And I almost got killed a couple times. So I ain't seriously at least injured. Almost lost a hand. So, but this is what I got to deal with on a daily fucking basis. I'm not even kidding. So, say the least, it's really disturbing. I got to send this picture to a friend. I think her get my gist. So I was really upset. So I got my manager. I took him down, and like I said, he said, this is total. He literally said, this is bullshit. He says, we need to talk. And I couldn't thank him enough. I said, thank you for at least looking at it, understanding where I stand, and this is what I am not making up. I had witnesses. I have pictures now, which, technically I'm not allowed to take them, but hey, when it comes down to me physically losing a limb or a leg or getting seriously hurt, because they're playing games that are dangerous, then yeah, I hate to tell you, that is basically, I hate to tell you, that's when Mr. Nice Guy Walter is not going to tolerate that bullshit. So, and that's what happened. So that was the part that really upset me tonight. And again, I hear that. And I hate to say it, but our job, it's not true, because the woman I work with is an incredible worker. We got a lot of good people, but we got people that just, they try to get, they gang up on you. Like, I feel like I'm in some dangerous street in New York or Philadelphia that I got to, like, watch my back. And then you got, like, I feel like I'm in high school with some of these people because they act like children that never left, kinder care. They're like still there. And they don't realize how much emotional damage they're putting me through. And physical damage for that matter. I told this lady I work with, this is no joke. I physically got scars on my legs and stuff that are never going to go away. I mean, literally got scars on my legs. And that's from my, that's from this job of dropping things on me that I wasn't supposed to lift by myself. I couldn't find anybody. Nobody offers to help me. And it's like, and then I told you, that's okay for me to deal with this stuff. And, but if the shoe's on the other foot, I said that last night and so many words left. If the shoe is on the other foot and the roles are reversed, then all of a sudden it's not right. Walter, you can't do this. But it's all right for them to do the stuff they do to me. That's quite all right. So it's a double standard. There's no other way to put it. It truly is a double standard. So, and this time, like, because my one friend that I like to pick on, my big friend Matt, all I'm saying is, like, he asked me, well, what exactly are they doing? Well, I got pictures. I have witnesses. They played that game, and then somebody, when I was talking to another friend Matt, somebody was eavesdropping when I was telling Matt, like, listen, I got the supervisor. I showed him what happened. I did report what happened. And they eavesdropped, and they had that expression on their face like they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. You know, like, oh, shit, you know, we're going to get ourselves in trouble. It's like, this is a place, by the way, that makes product that goes into people's bodies, and they do stuff, and yet they act that fucking childish, and they basically just segregate me from the rest of the crowd. It's like, I just hope a friend of mine that I was talking to tonight, he said, like, he says, well, you know what, he really thinks, and I agree with him, that eventually this shit's going to hit the fan, and they're going to start weeding out the bad, like he put it. They're going to weed out the bad weeds. They're going to get rid of these people who are negligent or taking advantage of people or trying to get people hurt for their own amusement. That these people that do all this shit will eventually not have a job where I'm working right now. They're going to be gone. And not just gone for a little bit. They're going to be gone forever. And forever. Hello. So, honestly, I just can't wait for that to happen. I hope that we're both right. Because my stress would just instantly go down a lot. I mean, it's funny because I keep on telling myself, the job where I work at, the money I'm making, I remember when I worked at this place called I Got It at Gary's. And I said years ago, I said, if I ever got a job, because there I only got paid like $8 an hour or $5 an hour. I always told myself, well, if I ever got a job making like $20 an hour or $30 an hour, and I dealt with this kind of bullshit at my job back then, I said I'd probably deal with it just because I'm making so much fucking money. And then now that I am making more than that, I'm making like $32 an hour, I really can't deal with that kind of bullshit, because a job should be a place you go that it doesn't feel like a job. A job should be a place that you go that you enjoy what you're doing. You don't feel like your rest of your life you're just going to sitting there collecting a paycheck, which that's all it is right now. And you know, if you should have something that you do in your life, because you spend about, I would say it feels like you spend about 80% of your life working. Probably not even that much. Well, for today's society, by the way, it's about 2% of your time is spent working, and the rest of it is just pure entertainment nowadays. But for everybody else in our country at this point. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I spend 90% of my time, and it's not for me. It's never a party, and I hear it every single day. That the one friend I work with, she says, I never see you, you know, because sometimes I just stray off for myself because I know she will do the work, the one I work with. And it was like, well, I appreciate that. You know, I take advantage that I got a good worker so I can get some work done. And I feel bad for doing that, but it was like, this is the way we're going to get stuff done if we split up sometimes. And I'd rather work with the woman I work with. I really would. But she says, like, the last couple of weeks, whatever, days here and there, when I had to, you know, separate from her, she says, Walter, I've never seen you stop to take a break. You literally worked the whole freaking night. It's like, yes, I do work. I don't take all my breaks. I barely get the breaks that I'm, you know, I'll get a few minutes here and there, but I don't get the proper breaks that I'm supposed to be getting in the timely manner that they should be coming to me. But yet, I have other people who, the second I sit down, guess what I hear? Well, you're well, God, your job is like a no-brainer. You're lazy. You just sit there all the time doing nothing. 5 minutes, I sit down. Tonight, for heaven forbid, I sat down for an hour. I needed to kind of recuperate my body a little bit from doing all this heavy lifting and stuff. But 3/4 of the night, and I only worked, I think it was this week or was it last week? Actually, maybe this week was a full week. I lose track of time on which week was what. But I literally only worked for the past 2 weeks then, because I know 1 week I actually went down to Blairstown. So I think it's the past 2 weeks then. I worked no more, folks, than about 1 week. I worked only 24 hours, and I was expected to get all the work done, and everybody else was working 7 days, 80 hours, and they barely did scratch the surface on the amount of work I did. They barely scratched the fucking surface. Can you believe that? On 80 hours. I worked 24, and I was supposed to do about 70% more work than they did in 80. That makes so much fucking sense. So it might have been this week. I worked 32 hours, and once again, they're working 80 hours, but yet it is my responsibility on 32 hours to do 70% of the work. Now, how does that make sense to anybody? And you got to remember, this is what always sticks in my mind, what I'm about to say. You know, this is why socialism doesn't work. Because what is socialism? It's equal pay for unequal amount of work. So the whole gist of that is, by the way, if you're believe in socialism, just say you're a farm worker and you grow your own crops and everything. Because this is the way it was explained when I was in college, when I was taking sociology, what socialism is really about and why it's not good. I mean, I actually had a professor who taught you that it is not a good thing. So the problem is, just say, for instance, like I'm going to use the one that we used to use in college by a professor. You're a farm worker. You grow your own crops. You basically make enough food for yourself. Well, if you're in a democracy, if the person neighboring you doesn't want to work and doesn't want to like grow crops, it's not your responsibility to go feed them. They're going to starve to fucking death. You're not going to get a government handout. You're not going to give them a percentage of your profit or your food. They're going to basically starve to death. That's going to be the bottom line. That's how democracy works, and that's the way it should be. People, unless they're like have some legitimate reason why they can't work, because I think if somebody's, because I'll hear, oh, well, what if the person like is crippled or something? Well, there's a different story, and I know people that are handicapped that actually do more work than the people who are not handicapped. So there you go on that one. I would be technically considered under that. I definitely fall under from my past issues, physically and both mentally, makes me fall under the Disabilities Act. So there you go again. Touche. I do actually too, by the way. I do fall under the Disabilities Act, which would mean that these assholes who think they can do what they're doing, you're actually would definitely fall under harassment. So just to give you a heads up. But yeah, the way socialism works, let me just finish this out because I do want to finish my show. It is 4:20. It's not too bad, but it's late enough for me because it is the weekend for me too. Yeah, what was I going to say? The way my professor explained, socialism, and again, why it's not good, if you're the person that is not willing to work, you're entitled to whatever that other person is growing as far as crops or what their profit is. In a socialist society, that has to be dispersed equally. So if you want to sit on your ass and get like 900 pounds while the other person is working their ass off, you're entitled to a percentage of what they're bringing in to their own household. So how does this fit in the work then, Walter? Well, it fits in that's exactly the same way things work at my job. Equal pay for unequal work, and even the pay's not equal. The people who are making at least 40 to 60% more money than I am are doing hardly anything, getting paid more money to do like next to like less than zero. So that is not what I call it, but this still, in my opinion, still falls under a socialist thing, because the bottom line is work has to get done. They don't care who it is, and if they're the person who doesn't want to work by our management or something, if the person doesn't want to work, the management's not going to push it. They're too afraid to as well. So they push it on the person who does work, and they push them until they pass out or, basically fall over from exhaustion of some sort, or they get killed. So say what you like. Say that I'm just nuts. Go ahead. But, hey, if the I don't want to say FDA, excuse me. If the Better Business Bureau comes in and does an investigation, and other things start to happen, which I'm not going to mention in the near future, and they find out that, which I proved tonight, because I actually physically, the soonest something happened that was not cool with Walter, I made sure to get a supervisor to be a witness. So, and that got straightened out really fast. So, by the way, there was a story I had. I just noticed it now. I almost missed it. I did miss something tonight almost. It was really funny. Some reporter was on the Daily News. A friend sent it to me. Arizona TV reporter arrested for defecating on lawn while covering a story. So the man had to use the bathroom. And it says, getting the story is always number one, but in Phoenix, TV reporters seem to have forgotten about number two until it was too late. Jonathan Lowe, a reporter for KPHO, was arrested Monday afternoon after allegedly defecating on a front lawn near the subject of his story home. The 33-year-old was seen by a neighbor as he picked up papers from the street before leaning against the wall of a house and relieving himself, according to the Goodyear police report obtained by his station. An official tasked with the job of tracking Lowe down said the suspect admitted to using the yard as an inappropriate latrine. So this guy basically shit on somebody's house. It's one thing to urinate, but this guy literally shit, and he was a news reporter, so it was pretty funny. Wow, all these things I had failed. I was trying to download some stuff. So that story was actually very entertaining. I really kind of got to let things go at this point because it's getting a little late. So, folks, I'm sorry. I try to make my shows interesting. I hope I did. And I appreciate, you know what, I should do that right now. I did actually have picked up new countries, too. And there were not a lot of people, but it's just really cool to pick up other countries that listen to me. So I got to go back and Spreaker real quick. This will only take a minute. It's painless, trust me. Not really, it is painful. Hearing me talk. Okay, statistics. Let's see. I had 8 yesterday, which were all me. So I only listened to myself 8 times. And I listened to myself again this morning coming home. So that would be probably another 8 times. Okay, geological studies show that 95.6% is the United States, which is probably mostly me. But it says Coatesville, PA, Woodbridge, New Jersey, Philadelphia, PA, Mountain View, California. I actually got a 6.8%. That's really good. Telford actually dropped down to 5.5 of listeners for my show. Allentown, PA, Montgomery, PA, Glen Olden, PA, Muncie, PA. That's my friend Todd. So thank you so much, Todd. I want to mention you. New York. That's the city of New York, not the state. 2.1%. So I got like 2 listeners. That's not too bad. I'm going to take what I can get. Now, here's the part. After the U.S. is France, Sweden, the United Kingdom, Poland, Croatia, and Vietnam. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I lost somebody. I had 8 earlier this so maybe it's just because I didn't do a show. I don't know. I did do a show yesterday, though. So that doesn't make any sense. Generally, if I do shows, I get a little bit more of a listener base. So, folks, thank you so much for listening to me when you do. And keep on doing so if you are. And just try to get other listeners to listen because I would appreciate that, too. So this is Walter. Walter Interrante. Walter Paul John Interrante. That's John's my confirmation name. Thanks for listening in. Hope you enjoy my show. And it is Saturday morning now. It has been Saturday morning since I started. But now it's 4:30, so thanks again. It's 4:26. I am going to sign off for now. Thanks again. Good night. Good morning.